Hi, everybody. It's Mrs. Laffey. We're doing Unit 7, Lesson 12 today. And I'm going to show you first on the screen because this is 12.1. It's the warm-up. English winter. So the following data were collected over one December afternoon in England. So this is at what time on this side of the chart and then what the temperature was on this side of the chart. Number 1 says, which set of axes would you choose to represent these data and explain your reasoning? So over here we have 3 different graphs, coordinate planes, and we have to see which one explains it the best. So let's take a look at our numbers. We have up through 8 hours, and then we have temperatures of a +5 down to a -4. So in the first one, there are no negative numbers. It's only showing quadrant 1. So that would not be a good choice for us to choose because there are no negative numbers. Let's take a look at B. We have all 4 quadrants shown, at least to some degree, and everything would fit on that one. Let's take a look at C. Okay, so this is jumping by tens, and our numbers are not going up that high. So the best choice in this case would be B. Number 2 says, explain why the other 2 sets of axes did not seem as appropriate as the one you chose. Well, like I said, this one only shows quadrant 1, and C, the intervals are too high. Okay, so let's move on to 12.2, and I'm actually going to show my page on this one because I want to draw. This lesson is about drawing the coordinate plane. So it says, here are 3 sets of coordinates. For each set, draw and label an appropriate pair of axes and plot the points. So my numbers are going from, I have a 0, that's the origin here, up to 2.5, and then down to -5. So I'm just going to count by ones on this, and I'm putting my origin in the middle, which is 0, 0. So I'm going to label this X. The one across is my X-axis. The vertical line is my Y-axis, and I'm going to plot the points. So first we have, this is 0. We have +1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then negatives, -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, and then we have to do the Y-axis. Don't forget this one, I almost did. Okay, so that's my X and Y axis, and then I'm going to plot my pairs. So I have 1, remember the first one's always X and the second one is Y. So 1 and then 2 would be here, and I'm going to write that. This is 1, 2 in parentheses. Then I have 3, -4 will be here. Put that in parentheses. And then -5 and -2 is going to be here. And my last one is 0. And the second number is +2.5. So that's going to be 0, 2.5 right there. And that's it for that. Okay, now let's take a look at the next one. We have numbers going from a +50 down to 0, down to -35. So we need to, if we've counted by 5s, I don't think it's going to be enough. So we went 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. That only gets us to 40. So we're going to count by 10s. Again, this is 0, so 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, and then negatives, -10. And then I'm going to actually draw my axis, my y, and this is my x. And now I can put my y numbers. And the negatives. Okay, so now I'm going to plot them. So I have a +50 and a +50 that's going to go here, over and up to 50. So that's 50, 50 in parentheses. My next one is 0, 0. That's here. I got to squeeze that in somewhere. Make sure you put the point. And then we have a -10, -30. And then the last one is a -35, which will be in the middle here, and a +40. I'm just going to be right there. So -35 and 40. And that's it for that one. Let's look at the one with the fractions. Okay, so we have, these are going by fourths and then 1/2, which is also like 2/4. So, and it goes up down to -1 1/4, which is -5/4. So we're going to count by fourths. So I'm going to put my axes in. So here's x and here's y. This is always 0. And we're going to go 1/4, 2/4, 4/4, and 5/4. And then our negatives. And our y-axis. Okay, now we're going to plot the points. So I have 1/4, a +1/4, and a +3/4 is going to be here. And that's 1/4, 3/4. Okay, then I have a -5/4, which is here, and a +1/2, which is 2/4. So we're going here, -5/4, 1/2. Oops. And then we have -1 1/4, which is also -5/4. At this time you're going -3/4, so we're going down. So right here. So -1 1/4, -3/4. I did that one. And we have +1/4 and a -1/2. So +1/4 and a -1/2 would be -2/4. So this one is 1/4, -1/2. And that's it for that one. Okay. Next page. So this online, you could do it. It has an interactive digital version, but I'm going to do it on my paper. So I've already plotted the points just so that you can see. So okay, so this, the instructions say on the next page, enter the above maze at the location marked with the green segment, which is hard to see, but it's over here. And I drew a green line over it so you could see it even better. Draw line segments to show your way through and out of the maze. Label each turning point with a letter, then list all the letters and write their coordinates. So I've kind of already done that with my points, but I'm going to go back and show you how I did it. Choose any 2 points that share the same line segment What is the same about their coordinates? Explain why they share that feature. Okay, so I'm going to start here, which is would be a negative 11 and a positive 9. So I've got them listed here. So I'm going to go here. That's A. And then B is going to be negative 7. So if this is the origin here, they're counting by 2's, negative 2, 4, 6. So this would be 7, negative 7, and a positive 9 because you're going up and it's in between the two. So this is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So that would be B. And then I'm going to here, which is C. And C is negative 7, negative 5. I go up to here, in between the 4 and the 6. And then D is over here. That's a positive 1 and a positive 5. And then you have here, E is 0.13. And F is 7, 3. G is 7 and negative 9. I show those numbers here, but it's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and it's between 8 and 10. So that's G is 7 and negative 9. And then point H is here, and that's negative 1, negative 9. And then I is negative 1, negative 5. And then we have H I, J is negative 5. Let's go in here, and negative 5 there. And we're going out of the maze. So K is there, and it's negative 5, negative 15. So that's the maze that I did. And then we're doing, we listed, it says label each turning point with a letter. We did that. And list all the letters and write their coordinates, which we did over here. And then choose any 2 points that share the same line segment. So I'm going to do E and F. So E and F is this is called the line segment in between the 2 points. And what is the same about their coordinates? They both have the same y coordinate. And it says, explain why they have that feature. Because they are both on the same line. So they're both going to have the same y coordinate because we're going in a line, a horizontal line. I'm going to say both points are on the same horizontal line. Okay, so that is it for lesson 12. You need to do the practice problems and then the cool down in Google Classroom. Have a great day.